Hey, and it's welcome again, and part two of this quite impressive EZA smash up together for the Global Sync. So we just touched on LR Jiren. Now we're going to touch on Freeza in 17. People have been saying this is one of the best EZAs, making it one of the best units, period. But I'd like to see that because the 9th anniversary is well away in full swing. If anything, we're nearing its end, and there's some already great units. So 70% of stats, which is pretty because they came out in 2021. So again, for them to have that is absolute terrible. Factoring in their stats at 55% is, well, the attack is fine and the health is impressive, but the defense was laughable. So great chance of launching two additional attacks, and that's just normals, by the way, two additional normals. Yes, each one of those normals could trigger a super attack, which greatly raised attack. Interesting. So their 12 key, well, yeah, that was right. The 12 key was more important than the 18 key. Yeah, great. An additional 7% to stats up to 70 and key up to 7 with each attack performed. But even still, it wasn't that great. Chance of performing a crit 7% and reduces damage received by 7% with each attack performed. So you could get 21% plus your hidden potential system, potentially 28% damage reduction. But factoring in this, it wasn't enough. This is okay. I mean, fully built up plus this, then we're sort of touching what they could have been instead of previous to the active skill. But now we have quite a bit more. Join forces and TOP is a flat out 160%, but with 4 key. So is this the second time we've seen 160%? Because there was Int UI Goku, who is 160 for Realm of Gods, I believe. So 177%. So that is a huge increase. 177%. Again, remember, LR stats don't increase, so it's just how impressive the kit is, right? And of course, one dupe compared to none is always the most impactful. So if you did, I mean, look at that. That's a serious increase. And should you be looking at 100%, there is you start 26,000 health. Wow, that's actually really good. So yeah, 177%. Key 7 reduces damage by 50% for your first initial turn. So it's designed that you're not going to die with this unit from your first turn. You ain't going to have a one-hitter quitter. 2 additional attacks, that's guaranteed now, which is nice. Each of which has a 50% chance to become a super. Your super attacks massively raises attack on your 12 key. Wow. And greatly raise attack and defense whilst lowering attack and defense. So you aim for this because any additionals massively raise attack. Oof, the 12 key is going to be spicy. You want a spicy meatball. Right, guaranteed additional super attack and a 70% chance to crit when you're under 70% HP. I feel like that's the right way round because they could shortchange this unit and make it all more. So that's great. So under 77% HP, so you would aim for this. So you get your little attack and defense. More importantly, you get this buff. But then you start massively raising the attack. And then don't forget, each of them has a chance of massively raising your attack. Ooh, their 12 keys, they're going to hit hard on their 12 key. 1 key up to 7, and stats go up to 77% now, with each attack performed. Okay, and remember, that's guaranteed. So turn 1, so your first thing, you're going to have 1 attack, so that's 1 key, 2 additionals there. So you're guaranteed 3 key and 33% by the end of your rotation. Also, actually, that could be 4 key, 44% to stats because of this, pending if you get the HP threshold. An additional an additional 1 key up to 5, 20% to stats, up to 100 of each super attack performed. Oh, and bear in mind, okay, so essentially, this is nice. So this is essentially tied in with super attack effect. So your 12 key will do 100% plus an additional 20 on top of that. But then like if you got your 18 key, you get your greatly raised plus you get 20% off that greatly raised added as a little extra. That could be nice. So not only, right, so what this works out is you're actually getting 2 key 31%. If every attack was a super attack, let's say this was a super attack, every single one. That means every attack you're getting 2 key 31%. And you're going to be getting 4 of them. So you're going to have like 4 key 120%. Like what the hell? 124%. That's insane. And each one of them massively raises attack for the turn. Whoa, that's something. That is something. If every single one of them was a super, you would build up. You would go from 0 to here. Seriously, you'd go from 2 million. Like I bet you this unit opens up with like 3 million. But your next attack, super attack, would be like 6 million, and then your next attack would be 8 million. And it would not be long before this unit. It's like physical Rose. He starts off at 3 million, but then very quickly works his way up to 14 million. And this guy's gonna do the same. These two are gonna do the same. But they're giving you stats. I mean, prior to that, you still get this. This is nice prior, because it's one of those where it's a 50-50. So, there are times you're not going to get that. Chance to crit 17% and reduces damage by 17% with each attack performed. Does this just gets better and better. So this is literally the best floating unit in the game. Yeah, wow. Imagine that. Not only are you getting potentially 31% of stats, 2 key every super attack, but you're also getting 17% damage reduction. Okay, so you could super 1, super 3 to super 4 times. You could get 4 times. Hidden potential system could give you 5. 17%. So 3 of them, you'd be on like 51% damage reduction with 3 super attacks. That's mental. Mental. Which would mean that on your first turn, you'd be immortal in slot 2. Absolutely insane. Slot 2 or 3 is definitely where they want to go, because you want to aim for this first before you get the additionals in. You want to at least go for that, because the 50% stacks nicely with both of these. That's the idea. You then rely on them. That going to be pretty good. Pretty good. Their active skill has not changed. I don't think it has. It's still 4 more super attacks. So you do 4 more, which could quite honestly just be the next attacking turn for this unit. 77% defense. That's good because you have an enormous amount slapped in. And depending when you choose to do that, if you choose to do that when you're fully built up, then you're looking at some really funky stats. That's crazy. It's like Jiren was additionals, because he had super effective, and he had, I wouldn't say dodge, because you want him to get hit. So, you could argue a little bit of crit, but mainly additional. This unit's more the same, but honestly, it's hard to say, because he has crit built in with every attack performed. So each one gives you an exponential amount. Because it's 17, so that would automatically jump up to 34%, which actually is pretty decent. So he has additionals built in. So it's not as if he needs it, because the additional would only be at the end of it all. And your super attack would only be 20% to attack and defense on top of this. So you could go dodge. you could actually go full dodge. A little bit of additional, but full dodge. Because like he has everything covered. The only thing on here is just not dodge. But again, if we use as intended, where we use as intended and then you get at least one of them, then you'd be immortal. Absolutely insane. Your only weakness would be STR units in the red zone or the Magnificent Supreme battles. Any STR units would kick your ass. But other than that, they kick your ass outside of that. So if you come across, I don't know it off the top of my head, but I'm sure there is a magnificent battle against Gogeta Blue, and he's an AoE. And if that's the case, then you get crushed because he would super before you did, and you just get massacred. But that being said, yeah, that could be quite nice. In terms of link wise, could be good because there's a lot of attack and there's not, and they still have some key link in terms of tournament of power and shocking speed, and everything else still gives attack, so that's nice. You're not likely to get tough as nails, you just won't. The best partner going here is not going to give you tough as nails, and that's going to be a really ridiculous partner. That's for sure. It's saying these, but that's probably because of these two specifically. It is extreme physical. That's not a bad idea. But physical, okay, you could make some work. Why is it tough as nails? Yeah, but well, you'll trigger legendary power, but no healing. So I wouldn't do it. That wouldn't be the best. That being said, what do you share? Join forces. An extreme, so monotype. Monotype Super Battle Road with join forces. Support, yeah, could be nice. I mean, it powerful unit, going to be great. Very well. Actually, there isn't really a weakness. The intention is slot 2 or 3. They've made sure you don't get wiped out first. That could just be bad for you, but even if you don't, you're still going to get 22%. And you're still, yeah. The only real issue would be, while this massively raises attack, which means they're going to hit hard, if they had 30% like raises defense for the turn, 30% buff to this, that would be nice. Just something. Because you're aiming for this. But in these difficult events, I mean, because you'll get 17% damage reduction with each attack performed. So it's actually not so bad as you think, because like, even if they're just normals, each one of them normals, you'll get 34% damage reduction out of it, plus your initial. So you're looking at, what, 51% damage reduction? Your first turn, you are immortal. I believe it caps at 90%, or something like that. So you're immortal. But in slot 2, you do your attack, and you get 17% with, let's say that, or even just your 12 key. But then you'll have these two additional normals. The additional normals alone give you 34% damage reduction total. That could be nice. That could just save you. It really, really could. They've covered everything. No matter what angle you're gonna have, you're gonna have stats, damage reduction key from any angle. Whether it's not the 18 key and no super attacks, your additionals will still, just the normals, will still give you stats, key, damage reduction. If you need literally a brick wall in any of the teams that they're on, this is it. Just chooses it, and this is it. It's like Jiren. You need a literal brick wall to tank in any team that he's on. Choose Jiren. And this is going to be the same, but slot 2 or 3. Just period. Yeah. So we're talking, TOP could be nice. Rep 7, finally, would be a good one. Join forces. literally because of the damage reduction, you could throw him on, and there you go. Any supports would be nice. Battle of Wits and Battle of Fate, same thing. Would you actually use them on their team? No, but because each one, like because of how well he's built, the overlap of every single one of them is really good. It just is. So you're gonna have a lot of flex, and they're just gonna be resilient and reliable. Bizarrely, this unit went from one of the worst LRs possible to quite possibly one of the best. Seriously, this might give Beast Gohan a bit of a run for his. Actually, no, Bitch Gohan is a bit mid. So how about Gammas? Gammas are really good. So they could give them a run for their money. But yeah. All right, well, that's coming out real soon. It's coming out specifically August 8th. The way to do this would be Transformation Boost. So we need LR Power and Transformation Boost. Well, have you got any decent STR units? Well, actually, you could. He's the Transformation Boost in general, and him. So you could rock those two older units. Fat Boo could be really nice. Gotta get the orbs, but he could be nice. Kefla, just because she's STR. Yeah, okay. Because if you, well, no, he wouldn't really have it. I mean, is there anyone else on here that's STR based? Super Hearts. I mean, yeah, everyone's probably got him by now. Yeah, he's the lead. It's a bit of a mismatch. Because if you try and choose Transformation Boost, Terrifying, well, movie bosses, you got Cooler, Coolizer. I don't think they quite work out together. Then you've also got Boo. Yeah, could do. You could actually do it. But if you're strictly looking at the LRs, it's a bit dodgy because there's not a lot of STR LRs which you could use in a particular team. Like there is not a single STR LR there. Or there is, but it's Future Saga, and you don't strictly use him on Transformation Boost because he wouldn't share much links. But here, 1 and 2. So you could have them as the main go. If he is no, his 200% moniker is the buff. You could rock one of these two. Then you could have LR Cooler. There's no doubt there. Then you could have full power Freeza. That could work. First form Freeza. Oh, right. And then Bojack. So first form, this free to play Easy A. Super Janemba. Just with his dodges. You know, there's not a lot of LRs, but you might just do it with a couple. Because you should have that Freezer. He's been around the past few anniversary banners, so you may already have him, and he was around last year. So unless you're brand new to the game, then you should have him. And same with this guy. But if you wanted to run a super team, that's actually going to be difficult. You could rock Broly and then just slap on Gogeta as well, and then you could flesh out every single one of them. You. When did you come out? Is the AGL LR, he's a year ago now, is he actually going to be on this? No, he isn't. Why would he be? Alright, okay, so. Oh, no, he is. Oh, you could do Boo. Oh, yeah. You could have him and then rock a Boo team, and there are a few LRs in there which could actually clean up. And Boo Power. Yeah, here we go. And that actually could work because they would share. So you could have one here, then you could have the physical, then you could have this guy. So there are a few possibilities. Otherwise, in a superclass world, if you were to just throw one of these down, you could then build out a few superclass based ones. You'll just be hiding the guest at all times. Like you could throw any one of these down, like Gohan and Gohan. Yeah, you could. You could throw Vegito and Gogeta together. You can slap them together. You'll just be hiding the guest because you'd have no links realistically outside of fierce battle. So that is actually a possible way. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. It's gone on long enough. But yes, so great. Seems like a great unit. And yeah, it comes out 8th of August, about a week from now. Hey, great. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Been long enough. Thank you and bye-bye.